This is going to be a very quick run through of trying to explain how the tracking code for Google Analytics works within your website. By now you should have already set up an account on Google and set up a property that gives you a tracking ID, and it also gives you access to the tracking code over here. And since I'm looking at a website tracking, I would just grab this script and I would copy the whole thing. What you end up doing is you end up putting that into your template or your WordPress site. This happens to be a WordPress site. Somewhere where it's going to end up showing up on all the pages that you want it to do. And each content management system, each website, it's a little bit different in how they do it, but ultimately you're usually putting it into a template that's going to show up anywhere, so that when a page is created, and it's created from this source code. So this is what the page actually looks like before it's rendered in the video. This script needs to be a part of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a search for Google, and that's going to bring me to everywhere the word Google is in there. And what I'm going to show you is that when I get down into here, here is that same script that we were just looking at on our site. So it's already been installed. It's installed inside the head tag in a WordPress site, and so that shows up on every page inside the heading tag. In some of the older ways of doing it, sometimes it is included right after the footer, but that's the way it is right now, at least in WordPress. So that ends up coming to every page, so that whenever you come into this site, when it loads this page, it goes and it grabs that script. And with that script, what it does is it goes to the website and it downloads a little piece of information. And when it downloads that little piece of information, it grabs information from your browser about you. And that's where the information comes from that ends up in Google Analytics. So if I come to go into the reportings for this, then what you can see, for instance, right now, I'm going to go into the real time, and this site doesn't get a lot. So I'm going to come into the overview for the real time, and what you'll see is that's where I was just a minute ago. If I go back into the musings and I reload it, what you're going to see when that loads, I show back up here. So what it does is there's an exchange of information because of that little script code. And that exchange of information between your browser and Google Analytics is where all of the data comes from. So if I look at this, then all of a sudden I can look at, there's the overview. I can look at locations. I can see exactly where I'm coming from. And you can see that I'm coming from Menominee. You can see the traffic sources. I went directly there. You can see the content that I'm looking at, which is the home page, different kinds of events, which I've done nothing on the site, and there are no conversions. So there's all kinds of data that's traded back and forth with that script going and interacting with your browser. And depending upon the way that you use your browser, it can get into a lot more information, such as demographics, age, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's how it works. It's in an exchange of data from the browser and the Google Analytics code that allows it all to happen.